Brazil's national team has officially announced its massive 55-man preliminary squad, and the news is nothing short of electrifying. From shocking comebacks to heartbreaking absences, this squad announcement is more than just a list of names. It's a glimpse into the future of Brazilian football and their preparation for the 2026 World Cup. And here's the twist. Names like Philippe Coutinho and Oscar, players many thought were long gone from the Seleção, could be making a sensational return. That's right, two of Brazil's most talked about midfielders from the past decade might once again wear the famous yellow jersey. Excited yet? Stay tuned, because in today's video we'll break down the full story behind Brazil's preliminary squad, analyze who's in, who's out, and what this means for their upcoming high-voltage friendlies. On the 10th and 14th of next month, Brazil will step onto the pitch for two high-profile international friendlies. Now, at first glance, you might think it's just friendlies. But let's be clear, these games are anything but ordinary. For coach Carlo Ancelotti, these matches are crucial stepping stones in shaping Brazil's World Cup 2026 journey. With less than a year and a half until the tournament, every game is a chance to test new combinations, experiment with tactics, and evaluate the form of players under intense pressure. In short, these aren't casual warm-ups. They're auditions for the biggest stage in world football. And that's why Ancelotti has announced a 55-man preliminary squad. But here's the catch. Only 25 or 26 players will survive the final cut. Imagine the tension. Dozens of top players fighting for just a handful of spots. Of course, one of the biggest talking points is the absence of Neymar. Injuries have once again sidelined Brazil's talisman, leaving fans both worried and disappointed. Without him, Brazil not only loses its most marketable superstar, but also a player who has carried the team for over a decade. For supporters, this is a bitter pill to swallow. And it raises the question, who will step up in Neymar's absence? Will it be Vinicius Jr, the face of Brazil's new generation? Could Rodrygo or Raphinha take on bigger responsibilities? Or will Ancelotti's experiments with Coutinho and Oscar prove to be more than just nostalgia? Another major storyline revolves around Richarlison. While he continues to play regularly in the Premier League, his performances for the national team have been far from convincing. According to reports, Ancelotti has made it very clear, to earn a spot in this Brazil squad, players must have both form and fitness. No exceptions. That statement puts Richarlison under huge pressure. Fans love his passion, but passion alone won't guarantee him a place anymore. If his form doesn't improve soon, he could very well find himself excluded from the squad. And let's face it, that would be a dramatic fall from grace for a player who was once Brazil's go-to striker. Now let's talk about Antony. The Manchester United winger has had a turbulent time, with injuries and off-field controversies casting a shadow over his career. Many thought his time with the Seleção was over. But surprisingly, there are whispers that Ancelotti might give him another chance. Why? Because despite his struggles, Antony offers something unique: unpredictability on the right flank. And in modern football, having a player who can change the game with one explosive run or moment of flair is invaluable. If Antony makes the cut, it would be one of the most unexpected yet intriguing comebacks in recent memory. And then there's Thiago Silva. At 40 years old, most players would have already hung up their boots. But Silva? He's still defying the odds, still performing at an elite level, and still showing the leadership qualities Brazil desperately needs at the back. The debate is heated. Should Brazil rely on him one last time? Some argue it's time to move on and give younger defenders the stage. But others believe his experience and calm presence could be vital in a squad full of young stars. Imagine Silva guiding a defense that includes talents like Eder Militao and Marquinhos, a blend of wisdom and youth that could be exactly what Brazil needs. Now, here's where things get truly exciting. Philippe Coutinho, once the undisputed magician of Brazil's midfield, has been out of the spotlight for years after struggling in Europe. Many fans had written him off. But football is full of surprises, and lately, Coutinho has shown flashes of his old brilliance. His recent performances have reportedly impressed the coaching staff, sparking rumors that he could be recalled for the upcoming matches. For fans, this would be a nostalgic yet thrilling comeback, A chance to see if Coutinho still has that magic touch, that ability to score from distance or unlock defenses with one perfect pass. And then there's Oscar. Remember him? Once a rising star, Oscar has been away from the national team for years, playing his football in Asia. But now, just like Coutinho, he's back in the conversation. While some critics argue that his time has passed, others believe his creativity and experience could add much-needed depth to Brazil's midfield. If both Oscar and Coutinho are recalled, it would mark one of the most surprising dual comebacks in Brazil's recent history. So, here's what every fan is asking. Will Richarlison finally be dropped? Will Antony get one last shot? Will Thiago Silva wear the Brazil shirt one final time? And most importantly, will Coutinho and Oscar truly make their long-awaited returns? All these questions will finally be answered on October 1st, when Ancelotti reveals the official squad for Brazil's upcoming matches against Japan and South Korea. Now let's turn to what you, the fans, have been asking. One fan wanted to know, how many career goals does Neymar have? The answer? Over 700 goals across club and country. A truly legendary tally. Another fan suggested, Igor Jesus is in great form right now. Shouldn't he be called up? And honestly, that's a great point. Reports suggest there is indeed a strong possibility that he could make the squad for the upcoming matches. Someone else asked, when exactly will the squad be announced? So far, we only know the date, October 1st. The exact time hasn't been confirmed yet. And finally, one fan asked, how long will Neymar be out? Unfortunately, medical reports suggest he'll be sidelined for around 4 weeks. Another frustrating setback for a player who just can't seem to escape injuries. Brazil's preliminary squad announcement has already sent shockwaves across the football world. From exciting young talents fighting for recognition to seasoned veterans dreaming of one last dance. This 55-man list is more than just names. It's the story of ambition, redemption, and the endless pressure that comes with wearing the iconic yellow shirt. So what do you think? Should Brazil take a gamble on Coutinho and Oscar? Should Ancelotti trust the experience of Thiago Silva? And who do you want to see step up in Neymar's absence? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be featuring more of your questions and reactions in the next video. Until then, stay tuned, because the road to the 2026 World Cup is only getting more dramatic from here.